Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's me, Sonic, WWE back again for another video for you guys. And today, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for my WWE Money in the Bank 2017 review. Yes, it is time for my WWE Money in the Bank 2017 review for you guys. Alright, and as obviously enough, we are going to be covering this as I have seen Money in the Bank live in person at the Scottrade Center, St. Louis, Missouri. Obviously enough. So, with this said, this review could be considered coming from both sides of a story. From a person who can just be. I'm going into this review. I'm giving you guys this review with a two-sided mindset. As a person who was legit there in person at the Scottrade Center live in St. Louis to see this pay-per-view event go down live. Also with the thought process of a person who's just sitting there like any normal person sitting on their laptop or whatever, watching on the WWE Network. I'm going into this review, giving you guys a two-sided point. But with this said and done, let's not wait. Let's get on to some results, shall we? Before we get on to some of my thoughts. So with this said, let's get this thing started with some results, obviously enough. And we're gonna start this thing off with the Hype Bros taking on Primo and Epico, which kind of was the pre-show / kickoff show that was not announced. Once again, WWE. I don't know why are they keeping pre-shows under wrap from us all. I don't know why they're doing that, but hopefully WWE does not continue doing this. Anywho's, Hype Bros is my prediction for this match, and they won this match, so obviously I made my prediction score 1-0. Next up, we have the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match, I had two main predictions and one honorable mention for my prediction video. Which my main predictions were Carmella and Charlotte, with Natalya being an honorable mention for my prediction. But I won this match because Carmella won with the help of James Ellsworth. But we'll get onto that when we get to my thoughts. So with this said, continuing on with my win over Carmella, with this being a 2-0 victory so far. So 2-0 so far. My next prediction was for the next matchup was for the New Day taking on the Usos for the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships. Blah. Obviously enough. My prediction for this match was for the Usos to win, but I would not mind seeing the New Day to win because, you know, it's the New Day in St. Louis. It'll make a pretty good pop. Anywho's. I like them both. Some people might have said, it's too early for them to win the titles, coming out of nowhere with out of nowhere, hey guys, New Day's back. Here's a championship already. Or, you know, Usos have been on their heat, have been on a roll, and they deserve to keep it as a roll. Maybe it's a SummerSlam. I'm also a part of that group as well. But me personally, I'm just saying it because who knows? If WWE would have thrown it out there, I would have thought it'd be just fine. But me personally, I'm like you guys. I'm like the vast majority of people saying that Usos hold on to it for a while, at least to SummerSlam, so we can get a New Day and Usos feud continuing on to, you know, more longer, so we can get more of a feud between these two, a stronger built between these two teams going to SummerSlam. So, you know, so if they want to lose it there, they can do it there. But obviously enough, like I said before, I love New Day, I love Usos, they're such great tag teams, and I love them both, and these guys, obviously enough, as I'm going to say before, when we get to my results, they pulled one hell of a match. But anywho's, Usos was my prediction, and I lost this match because the Usos left the arena close to the end of this match, resulting in the New Day winning by countout. So, like I said, this gives me my one and only loss, spoiler alert, I've only lost one match this whole entire show. So this show, prediction-wise, was good. Now, will that lead to my overall thoughts of the actual show itself being good? You'll have to tune in next to find out as we continue on with the next batch of my results. which was Naomi taking on Lana, which my prediction for this match was for Naomi to win, and I won that match. So that's my prediction score, 3-1. Next up, we have Randy Orton taking on Jinder Mahal. My prediction for this match was for Jinder Mahal to win, but I wouldn't have mind seeing WWE give Randy Orton a win since, you know, it was in St. Louis, and that'll make sure one hell of a pop in St. Louis. But obviously enough, that did not happen, and that makes my prediction score overall another win of 4-1 with Jinder Mahal winning this match. Moving on to Breezango taking on the Ascension. My prediction for this match was for Breezango to win, and they won, so that makes my prediction score 5-1. As we lead on next to the main event itself with the Money in the Bank ladder match, with my predictions being the following three men: AJ Styles, Sami Zayn, and Baron Corbin. But I wouldn't have mind seeing any of the other guys win, since the WWE set this match up to be a good feud with all these guys being in it, where I could have seen why and where any of these guys could take it out of this match. So there you go. But anywho, my prediction for this match was for Styles, Sami, and Corbin. And my prediction was correct, because obviously enough, Baron Corbin became Mr. Money in the Bank for 2017, with my final results and prediction score being none other than a 6-1. So with this finally set and done out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, now we can get on to some of my thoughts. And you might ask yourself, on WWE 318, what are your thoughts on Money in the Bank 2017? There's some people have saying it was an okay show. Some people are saying that it was sucky ass balls. What are your thoughts on WWE 318? Coming from you yourself being there live in the Scottrade Center, what are your thoughts of mine, you may ask? Well, guys, I'm telling you right now, sitting in the Scottrade Center throughout the show, I was on the side of saying it was okay. It was a good show, it was an okay show, it was enjoyable. Giving it time throughout this last week or so, my likeness mirror has gone straight to the middle of it being sucky versus being okay. I'm right in the middle, because this show, while having some great stuff in it, also has some strong and questionable negatives that just cannot be addressed. Okay, mainly enough, I'm going to summarize this, the negatives and the positives, with a summarized way. With the negatives, pretty much the negativity out of the show pretty much was that either WWE brought up Money in the Bank here saying that we have all the shit ready to go, can be established and just be done here tonight in St. Louis, and just, carried on as normal like any other pay-per-view event. But they decided to just have some stupid and dumbass endings where, they take shit, they ended it, and just rehashed it, either rehashed it on SmackDown Live the following or last 2 weeks on Raw, or just to say, or to the following next pay-per-view event, or whatever they want to do with it. Because mainly enough can be summarized are the whole WWE Championship match, the SmackDown Women's Championship, and pretty much the ladder match. Those three matches can be summarized like that. Firstly, we're going to start with the WWE Championship, obviously enough, for Randy Orton and Jinder Mahal. Not to say it was bad. The arena was on fire. It was a great experience watching the match there live, and being there in the experience in the Scottrade Center, and it was good. It was good, but that doesn't help the fact that pretty much a lot of people established this point, guys, that This match was just nothing but a rehash of what happened at Backlash between Jinder Mahal and Randy Orton. Randy Orton and Jinder Mahal went at it for a bit. The Singh brothers or whatever took missing with Randy Orton on the outside. Randy Orton decides to get pissy and fucking fuck him up on the outside, and then leaving, Jinder Mahal laying west on the inside of the ring, just resting up for Randy Orton just to waltz back in there and just to boom, 1, 2, 3. When Jinder Mahal walks out winner, it's just a complete rehash and reboot of what was just a retelling of what happened just at the last pay-per-view event. I don't know, and I just don't get why they did that. Seriously, they could have had such great... They could have done something potentially different. Because, like I said, this match was good. I mean, watching it, it was a good match. Watching it live, but yet again, guys, it just doesn't help the fact that WWE just rehashed it again, saying, here's the same match again. We could do something different. We could do something different with it, but no, we're gonna do the exact same thing that we did at Backlash and just boom, take it for what it is and moving on. That's what they did. And just no, guys, it just doesn't seem right with me. Also, next up, since technically you can technically count the last two as one big thing because you already know this because it's the whole women's shit. Okay. I do not want to say I was the only person who called that the ending of the women's ladder match because I very well might been, but I don't want to say that. But me personally, I was happy to see it happen, because I was in the right saying that I might be one, if not the only one, who predicted Ellsworth to actually climb and actually grab that briefcase and actually do what he did. Granted, it was just for comedic sake. I just did it as a joke. I didn't mean for it to be literal. Because if it was going to be the sense of it happening, I thought it was going to be just Ellsworth just going to take it and just either saying fuck you Carmella and him just doing it himself to make it as a joke, or him actually helping Carmella but not the way he did, just saying just helping her up and then go to the ladder and not legit do what he did, but he did what he did, and I might have called. That's what I'm saying. I might have been, if not the only one who actually called that happening. So sitting there live, I'm sitting there just like, yes, this actually happened. I'm happy. I'm like so freaking excited this actually happened. But yet again, I'm hearing people's results and results and reviews and negativity. I'm just sitting there just like, okay, I see why, because this whole thing is for the women. It's historically for the women. It was built for the women. The promo before the match, it was dedicated for the women. It was supposed to be strongly for them and building them forward. And granted, Carmella still should have won because she deserves it. She's a good superstar who really deserves a good push with the thing. But they just gave it to a guy who did what he did and just went with it. And granted, a lot of people thought in the Scottrade Center, here comes Shane O'Mac, here comes Daniel Bryan, but no. We had tweets on the Titantron saying, this thing will not be acceptable. We shall see you on SmackDown Live. And then leading up to the Women's Championship match, she came down. You would think, people logically think, your thought process of Daniel Bryan and Shane O'Mac are there. Oh shit, they're going to take away my briefcase. I need to cash in. I need to get my title. I seriously thought it was going to happen. She went down. I thought she was going to attack Naomi after the match was done or whatever to cash in and get the championship, and then go on SmackDown saying, Dan Bryan saying you know what? You don't deserve that. Naomi and Carmella SmackDown Women's Championship match. There's SmackDown Live. Boom. That easy. It could have been done like that and done simply, and then saying boom, and Carmella would have won the championship, or they could have just had Naomi retain. Whatever they wanted to do, it could have been told that easily, instead of her just waltzing down there, not doing anything, and then walking away. It was just mind fucking, just like, why? You could have just easily done like that. Because everyone's thought process was going to see that happening, and it didn't happen. So, I mean, just, I don't know. I mean, but yeah, so, mainly negativity side saying to me is saying that is those reasons, you know, is that either they done shit where it's like, it could have been, they built it to be established that it could be done on this night, and then they just either just threw it off to rehash it at a later time, or they just brought things there to be rehashed and just seemed so just dull and boring, and just retold it just to be lazy. That was my negativity out of it. Now for some positivity shit, because there's some good because negativity side is just gone. Positive shit is way good. I mean, obviously, the New Day and the Usos pulled out a really good match. They had a lot of good momentum, a lot of good moves. Hell, all the reviews I'm seeing, I've heard that there was a way that the Usos hurt themselves. I personally didn't see it live, because apparently they botched a move or something like that, where like Big E supposed to spear him or some shit. I don't know what it was. I couldn't remember what it was. But apparently all I've been hearing is that there was a move with Big E or whatever, they were like, the Usos went over the rope or whatever, and they accidentally fell on their face or their arm or their shoulder area. I don't know what it was. They did something where they accidentally messed up. I don't remember. I didn't see anything from what I could tell, but I guess there was that. So, I mean, but beyond that, you know, there was a lot of hot tags, a lot of good moves between the Usos and Big E and Kofi, you know, because, you know, they were the two members of the fight in that match, you know. Just a lot of good shit going into that match, and it was a good move, you know. And granted, it was kind of cheap seeing them Usos walk away, but you know, it's what has to happen for the feud. You gotta get these two guys, these two teams together to build a feud to go forward to SummerSlam or whatever. You gotta make these guys build a stronger feud so we can legit get involved with this feud and get, like, say, hey, go New Day, hey, go Usos, stronger feud. There you go. You gotta build this feud somewhere and get this feud going. So that's why they did that. So there you go. So yeah, so the tag team match, really good. Let's see here. You know, obviously enough, the crowd itself, St. Louis, my hometown, man. Really, even through the thick and thin, we supported the show as a good plus, as a top-notch good plus. Granted, during the Naomi and the Breezango and the kickoff show, we're all just sitting there like, okay, yay, oh, ay, ooh, aw, yay. Can we get this done with already? Can we get something interesting going on already, please? Oh yes, it's time for this matchup. Yeah! Next up, Randy Orton. Hey, yes, next up, Money in the Bank. Ladder match. Hey, women's Money in the Bank. The show's starting in 45 seconds. Yes, yay, yeah. All that shit. You know, it's just kind of, you know, it's kind of, even though there's some negative, even though there's kind of low points in the crowd, you know, some low points in the match, we still throw out our support for the show, because, you know, St. Louis, as I said, is one of the most, he is crowded in pro wrestling. It's one of those crowds you love to be in and love to show for yourself, you know, because St. Louis is fucking awesome. So, crowd, obviously enough, even though there was some boring shit, even though there was some boring shit going on, the crowd made it believable and lovable to watch. So, the crowd, obviously enough, loved it, and I love being there in the crowd to support everything else. So yeah, so the New Day match, the Uso match was good. The crowd was into the crowd was into a good 98% of the show. the Money in the Bank match, oh my god, like, oh my god. AJ Styles like clinging on to life, you know, Kevin Owens taking a bunch of bumps, Sami Zayn and Dolph Ziggler doing that flip move off top of the ladder, you know, Baron Corbin being the monster who he is, Shinsuke Nakamura welcoming himself back with St. Louis, welcoming him and all his applause and delightfulness of singing his theme. Just such great moments in that match. Just such great moments, man. Just really good. Even though a lot of people might see that match as being mediocre at best, it's, you know, it really is, and it could have been stronger. But, you know, compared to what the show was bringing in, it was just it was great to see that match to bring some spotlight to the show. Through all the other stuff we had for the night, you know, it was great to see something good, some strong positivity versus some minor positivity with some questionable negativity. You know, it was great to see some of that. Granted, it could have been stronger, it could have been a better match, it could have been, you know, a stronger match, considering the build was going towards all these guys. It was such great people in this matchup, but, you know, great, you know, something good versus some meh stuff. So yeah, we took it for what it was. Take it for what it was. And just say, good, there you go. Obviously enough, bruh. WWE, you're set in stone. Nakamura, Styles, that's ready to go. Oh, we love that shit. People online love this shit. Everyone loves this shit. There you go. That's destiny right there. WrestleMania 34. Styles, Nakamura. There you go. New Orleans. There you go, WWE. There you go. But yeah, I mean, personally, overall, I mean, WWE Money in the Bank 2017 seemed like a show that should have been more, and it could have been more, but resorted to being just an okay show. At best, it was okay. I mean, the show itself was okay. Okay, let me get this. The show was okay, but the experience itself, being there, Scottrade Center, was delightful. It was great. So there you go. The show itself could have been better. It was okay, but the experience itself was amazing. So, and let me just say this itself, I never knew that St. Louis was such a fucking Ric Flair crowd. Like, literally. Seriously, all this time, I've been there. 2 years ago, I did this. 2 years ago when I went there for Battleground for 2015. There was these crowds of people kept, you know, walking through the aisles of the Scottrade Center as you're going into your seats. They kept wooing so freaking loud, doing like a woo train. And I'm pretty sure it was the exact same guys. The exact same guys there, guys. It's just, I never knew that St. Louis was that big a Ric Flair. I mean, because, you know, you're destined for Randy Orton. Yeah, Randy Orton shit, you know. Or, you know, all this shit, like, you know, positivity, you know, AJ Styles and Nakamura and Sami Zayn and shit. But everyone was fucking hardcore for Ric Flair. Even before even from the outside, both before and after the show, everyone was just wooing their fucking heads off. It was just crazy. I'm sitting just like, wow. You know, lots of Ric Flairness in this, man. Ric Flair, man. You're not from St. Louis, but God, by all means, you sure love the St. Louis Mets. So there you go, Ric Flair. St. Louis is one of your hometowns, my boy. So there you go, Ric Flair. But still, I mean, yeah, I mean, Money in the Bank 2017. The show itself was meh. Could have been good. I mean, it could have been better, but the show was okay. But the experience itself was awesome. So with this said and done, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for watching my review of Money in the Bank 2017. It was a fun time being there live at the Scottrade Center to see it with my uncle once again to celebrate 10 years of since my going to my very first WWE event when I was only a young lad at 9 years old back in 2007 for Judgment Day. It's been a fun time. It was a great time being with my uncle once again, celebrating 10 years of looking back of me being so small and so younger, and just growing up now 10 years later to go into this. Mainly, this is the main reason. I mean, obviously, WWE mainly being St. Louis I always would love to go to it, but obviously enough, the main reason why I wanted to go to this was because of that. It's being 10 years since my uncle took me to Judgment Day 2007. That was the reason why I mainly wanted to go. So just to honor that much, even though the show could have, even though we wish the show could have, even though we wish we could have a better show out of it, it was the experience that counts. It's the experience that counts between me and my uncle to go there to celebrate 10 years of being together since the very first time. Since the very first time I was little, going to a WWE pay-per-view event for the very first time. So it was a great time to relive those memories, as looking back at those memories since then, to remember them now, going to the show now, as we now look forward to the future for any other possible WWE events to come in the future for St. Louis. So this said, so there you go. There's my small little touching feeling to end this review off, as we head on to the most cringeful fucking pay-per-view event title I've ever heard in my life, Great Balls of Fire. So with this said, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you guys for watching, and God help us all as we head towards Great Balls of Fire. So with this said and done, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Son Dude 318, and I'll catch you guys then for Great Balls of Fire predictions and reviews. So with this said, I'm Son Dude 318, and I'm signing out. Peace, ladies and gentlemen.